So it's a pity because now people think that legal or decriminalization is not a good idea. And I'm not sure about that. I'll never forget getting emails from parents who told me, this was like a year ago, his kid went to got what he thought was just a weed joint, and inside the weed joint, and it was like from a gas station that sold like the synthetic weed, and then they analyzed it, and it had fentanyl in it.
In the gas station,
even
too.
when you think this shit is safe and you're buying it from reliable sources.
Yeah, how about that 70H stuff too? Is that what it's called?
Oh, 708.
70H that they're selling in gas stations?
It's DMT, right? What is it called?
No.
It's like
wait.
concentrated kratom.
Kratom, the synthetic kratom, right?
Yes, it's like a
super
different...
I mean, all of it is supposedly not good for you, by the way.
Yeah.
The 70H is like 100 times more potent, so concentrated.
Right.
Whatever
they call
it
it
is.
gas station heroin.
Yes,
exactly.
whatever it
I've
is, it gets...
spoken to people addicted to it.
All right. So
grandmothers, by the way, because it's being bought at gas stations. They don't think it's dangerous. Yeah.
There's just something, and that's what I think. Because like also you're from Portugal. Now I'm not the most caught up on like Portuguese politics and stuff, but I've heard in the winds that like they have full legalization
Decriminalized,
there.
yeah. They
Is that fair to
decriminalized
say?
it. Yeah, it's not legalization, it's decriminalized. So if you're caught
Decriminalized.
with up until a certain amount of drugs, if you're caught with 20 keys of cocaine, you're going to prison. But if you're caught up until a certain amount that you would have as a user, they would give you the option. You can either go to prison or go to drug rehab. The vast
Right.
majority of people choose drug rehab, which happens to be less expensive than housing you in prison. So the incarceration rates went down, AIDS went down, drug addiction went down. It was actually a huge success in Portugal. Other places have tried to replicate it. Oregon tried a similar thing, but what they failed at dramatically, I think, and why it didn't work there is because they didn't have the systems in place, the rehab facilities ready to go for people. So you get caught and then you have to wait several days because there's no room for you available yet. And when you pass a law like this, you really have to make sure that you are ready to go, right? Because people's lives are at risk here. And that was, from what I've read, not the case in Oregon. So it's a pity because now people think that legal or decriminalization is not a good idea. And I'm not sure about that. I've spoken about this many times, and whatever we're doing right now is not working. And so we have to come up with a completely different system. Yeah. Portugal is a small country, 10 million people. We've seen it work really well there. I know we're not as big, obviously, as U.S. It can be it can get chaotic here, perhaps, but I think we should try something because whatever we're doing is not working.
Yeah, I'm open-minded on some sort of wild, different solution. I don't know if decriminalization across the board is the way to go. Maybe it would be. Someone could make a good argument to me. But I do know what we have right now doesn't work. And then cynically, what Haig says say we spent on Iran so far? Fucking 57 billion or I don't know, whatever it is. It's a big number. It's like we can keep doing shit like this.
Yeah. 37.
Yeah. Okay, so I was 37. Right. Sorry, I was 20 off. But then we don't have facilities for people to like try to make something work. Like at least try it. If it doesn't work, okay. But like know that you put an effort into it. If I try something, if I try to start running and show up the first day hungover after eating like, a fucking after drinking a whole Diet Coke or something like that, I'm probably not gonna run that well. Right. So but if I show up hydrated and well slept, maybe like I'll stick with it. It's just human nature. But I do get so down on it when I see like we're supposed to, in America, freedom and stuff, like we're supposed to lead the world in so many of these metrics. And there's things like this with drug abuse where we're like the worst.
Oh, the worst.
In the world.
I mean, the worst. Like 1 million people have died in the past 25 years, more than in any war combined since the World War I. And I think constantly the idea is that these drug addicts, as we call them, they're failing society. When I think most people don't understand that we are actually failing them. This is a huge public health crisis that's happening in America. If it was a regular disease, a physical disease, which it is, by the way, but if it was like leprosy, for example, and we'd see people on the streets of Kensington like that, we wouldn't allow it, right? But because we believe that this is their choice and they're choosing to do this, which is false. Nobody chooses to be homeless and to have gigantic open wounds and to, constantly having to be revived by Narcan. Nobody chooses this life. And so until we realize that this is a public health crisis and sort of treat it as that, we're never going to be able to solve this problem. I don't think we've been serious enough about it. And we're going after the cartels and El Chapo's sons and El Mayo and all these people, and that's great, and we should, but we should equally put as much money, if not more, into curing the source of the problem.
I agree.
And that is addiction.
I agree. And I think there has to be a real concerted effort on it, and also an understanding, like you just said, of people, of a level of compassion, like, hey, someone else had a different life than me. Maybe one time they made a choice to do one thing and at a low moment or something like that, and then it spiraled into other stuff. That could be you too. Right. What's the old quote? We're all like 10 bad decisions away from being homeless or something.
Yeah, and not only that, I mean, it could be a bad decision. It could have been doctor prescribed, which is so many cases. A large percentage of people on the streets out there were prescribed by doctors. So we don't know. Instead of judging them, let's understand that it could be us at any moment. So we have to figure it out.
This is perfect too, because I had wanted to come back to this. You mentioned this earlier, and how early you were on the opioid crisis in America, which was a legalized cartel within our own borders that caused that. When you look at the Sacklers,
the Sackler family,
and then obviously people across pharma who jumped in on this, if you will. But like making a documentary in 2008, I'm just thinking of the timeline in my head of when this started to explode quietly without like people sharing it all over the internet. You know, it wasn't that long before that, and it didn't go mainstream of people realizing, holy shit, this is like a legalized problem until the 2010s. So how did you, I think you started to say this earlier, but just like the full background, what was the first time where you realized, besides like seeing the people show up to the pharmacies in Florida and coming in, like clinics, what made you realize it was completely widespread to do like a whole documentary on it? Was it just that, or?
Yeah, I mean, started by just seeing the activity, the people from all over the country coming to these pain clinics in Florida, then actually looking at the numbers and finding out that 90 of the top 100 OxyContin prescribers were in Florida from the whole country. 90 of the top 100 prescribers in the whole country were in Florida.
God damn it, Florida.
And seeing, it's heaven for journalists.
I take my passport there. It's a different country.
It's a crazy place. It's my husband's favorite place on earth is Florida, because he's a journalist like me. We've worked together on a lot of stories there, but it's heaven for journalists, because it's just every corner there's a story idea.
Where's the wind? Yes. All right, there's one.
It's the best. So it was like starting to look at that, and then actually heading down there. And it was I remember walking into a pain clinic. I had a secret camera on me, one of those button cameras, and my husband's in the car with a camera but filming me from inside the car. And I go into this pain clinic and I ask the receptionist. I tell her, I have a little bit of back pain. Could I see somebody? And how easy is it to get prescribed OxyContin? And she
said it like that.
Yeah. And she actually was the one who mentioned what can I be prescribed? And she said, well, you have to go and do an MRI, which we have in the back of our pain clinic. And then you'll come back with it, and then the doctor can prescribe you Oxy. It was the Holy Trinity in Florida at the time, was Oxy, Xanax, and a muscle relaxer. And that was sort of the holy grail of drugs. That's why all the people were coming. I mean, it was mainly the OxyContin, but you mixed it with the others.
Thank you guys for watching the episode. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and smash that like button on the video. They're both a huge, huge help. And if you would like to follow me on Instagram and X, those links are in my description below.